What if a simple boat ride and a made-up story changed children's literature forever? Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll discover how one afternoon of imagination created a masterpiece that's still captivating hearts 160 years later. It's November 26, 1864, and in Oxford, England, a 32-year-old mathematics lecturer named Charles Dodgson sits at his desk, pen in hand. He's nervous, excited, maybe a little terrified. Because today he's about to send something incredibly personal to a 12-year-old girl named Alice Liddell. It's a manuscript he's been working on for months, complete with his own illustrations. The title? Alice's Adventures Underground. But here's what makes this story absolutely magical. This wasn't some calculated attempt at literary fame. 2 years earlier, on a sunny July afternoon, Charles and his friend Robinson Duckworth took Alice and her two sisters on a rowing trip down the Thames River. Picture this. You're in a boat on a lazy summer day, and three young girls are begging you to tell them a story. So Charles starts making things up on the spot. A girl named Alice falls down a rabbit hole. She meets a grinning cat, a Mad Hatter, and a hookah-smoking caterpillar. The children are mesmerized. Young Alice Liddell leans forward and says something that changes everything. Mr. Dodgson, I wish you would write out Alice's adventures for me." And he does. For 2 whole years, this busy mathematics professor spends his evenings carefully writing out the story by hand, drawing 37 illustrations himself, even though he's not a professional artist. He binds it in leather and sends it to Alice as a gift. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Charles's friends see the manuscript and tell him, this is too good to keep private. So he expands the story, adds new characters like the Cheshire Cat and the Mad Hatter, and finds a professional illustrator named John Tenniel. In 1865, just months after sending Alice her personal copy, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland was published under the pen name Lewis Carroll. And you know what? It becomes an instant sensation. But the wonderful part? That original manuscript, the one made with love for a single child, still exists today. It's considered one of the world's most precious literary artifacts. Think about the odds. A spontaneous story told on a boat, a promise kept to a child, a humble gift that became a global phenomenon. Today, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland has been translated into 174 languages. It's never been out of print. Millions of children across generations have fallen into that rabbit hole. And it all started because one person took the time to preserve a story for someone they cared about. Charles Dodgson didn't write Alice to become famous. He wrote it because a little girl asked him to remember their perfect afternoon together. So here's what I want you to think about today. What stories are you carrying around that only you can tell? What moments from your life? What memories? What adventures could become treasures for the people you love? You don't need to write the next great novel. Charles Dodgson didn't think he was either. He just wanted to give a gift to a child who mattered to him. And look what happened. Your family stories, your experiences, the wisdom you've gathered, those funny moments that made you who you are, they're waiting to be written down. Not for the world necessarily, but for the people who will cherish them long after you're gone. Have you ever thought about capturing your own life stories as a legacy? What would you tell your children, your grandchildren, about the moments that shaped you? Maybe it's time to start writing. Because the greatest gift Charles Dodgson gave Alice wasn't just a story about Wonderland. It was proof that someone thought she was worth the effort. If this story inspired you, drop a comment below and tell me, what family story do you want to make sure never gets lost? I read every single comment, and I'd love to hear about the memories you're preserving. And if you love discovering these hidden moments in history, the stories that remind us what really matters, then you need to join the History Sparks community. Hit that subscribe button because every single day we're uncovering incredible true stories that connect the past to your present. Stories that inspire, uplift, and remind you of the power of human connection. Tomorrow, we've got another fantastic story that'll make you see history in a completely new light. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. I'll see you then.